Welcome, everyone. If you are watching the Dynamite and Rampage doubleheader, get your comments in now. We are talking a lot of stuff right here. The Rock and Paris both get Backlash, and in the year 2024, if you want to watch the NBA, you're going to have to hop on the... You're going to have to hop on the...
Take two action. Oh, that was hilarious. The boys are back. New logo, new looks. We got that CEO upgrade once again. He's been loving the production. So he's been loving the support, you guys, the likes, you guys, the comments we've been receiving. Really appreciate all you guys jumping in. So from the poppers, the floppers, and all the rampagers, me, Zach, we really appreciate you guys. Thanks for Mr. All Power jumping in already. I see a lot of people supporting Zach's shorts with the following Uncle Howdy QR stuff. So really good stuff there. If you're new to the channel, we got a new look, man. Upgraded the logo, upgraded the design. We out here, Rainmaker Okada making it rain. And with that budget increase, let's get to the intros. Now, we all know you come here. If you're a rampager, you're coming here for the main man. You're coming here for Zach. You're coming here for the guy that's been providing for so long for us. So without further ado, it's the main man, Zach!
Yeah!
Sir.
Oh, I love it!
Let me know how that, hopefully that's heard really well on the thing. I'm testing out. We got a soundboard too. That's how much our production going on. But Zach making his way to the arena, making his way to the stage. And of course, if you guys are new here, the final boss, I bring all the champions videos. We got the tier list, of course. And we're missing our guy, Eric. He'll be here next week. It's going to be a good thing. But I'm just excited, Zach. I'm really excited.
Good. Me too. Knock made this new logo. Give him some love. He put a lot of work into it. We love it. Adds a little bit more of excitement. And I'm loving the new look that Knock did. Knock's doing everything, man. Knock, you're taking care of us. The CEO's giving us a budget. So thank you, Eric. He's off doing some best man stuff right now.
Yes, sir.
So Mr. Nushi, I hope you're ready for a wedding from the best man, Eric.
From the best man, Eric. So the West Coast POPCast. So you guys jumping in, man. I really appreciate you guys getting in here. We got a lot to discuss, man. But we're going to kick it off with something else that's really new. So without further ado, play my entrance music.
Oh.
We are here. Now, come on, we're cooking the heat. I got the Axel Foley for Zach. Wait till next week when I show you Eric's entrance music on the soundboard. Zach didn't know about that. I kept that secret from him.
I did, yeah.
But to kick it off right, we're gonna start something new called the Pop 5 going forward. We're gonna see how it works. We're gonna get all these videos correct. So, Zach, with this one, I put together a list of the 5 most impactful highlights in wrestling from any place across, whether it was WWE, AEW, the Indies, over in Japan. And if you guys in the comments, in the people watching, if you guys find a highlight of the week, send it in. We have the West Coast Popcast at gmail.com. You can hit us up on Instagram, Twitter at West Coast Pop. And I'll definitely put it on the list. So it's going to be interactive. We're going to keep this going. So I'll be really cool for that, Zach. What you think about this new segment coming to the channel?
I'm excited for it. I cannot wait. Let her rip.
All right. So with that in mind, let's get into the West Coast Pop 5. Number 5. What happens when Logan takes 3 rings?
The hell's he doing? Don't you do? What do you do? He uses brass knuckles.
He knocks out that big-headed JD. Number 5.
That had to hurt with a sight.
Coming in at number 4. WWE
For the
SmackDown.
veterans in this business, for the women who laid the groundwork that she follows, Tiffany Stratton cares about one thing and one thing only, herself.
I can't fucking hear you.
Of course, Naomi.
Number 4. We have a beautiful number
Right now,
jumping in here. We have the
Beast can barely get up. Rage going to take a top punch.
He
walked on his head. He walked on his head.
And then this sequence.
And then he got dead.
That's Number 4 across the pond. The Joshi wrestlers put everyone to shame. This is vicious. This is attackful. Sari versus Mayu. Number 1. This thing I seen last week. Pop it up to the list.
Try here?
He's
trying to swerve stomp.
Claudio Castagnoli.
Is he going to do it again?
And what do you know it?
Claudio this time
What
is getting
happens?
up to his feet.
He
Swerve
catches
is up
him
top.
on
Swerve
his
stomp.
shoulder.
Claudio caught him.
Greatest uppercut in the wrestling. Hey, that was your pop 5 for this week.
Nice.
Now we're still testing it out. I don't know, Zach. I see you screaming that you couldn't hear me, so I don't know if the sound was too loud there.
Hey.
We're getting that fixed out and tested, but that's why we're trying new things. But the West Coast POPCast got the new look, got the new intro to the show. But throw it back to you, Zach.
All right. That was very cool. I liked a lot of that. I tried to catch Collision, but it was on live. And we're going to talk about what more changes are going to come to AEW on TNT and TBS in the future. Noob, how you doing? Hoping you're having a good night watching the doubleheader. It's kind of a Rampage stream as well. So let your thoughts in as you watch Dynamite and Rampage. I do like that. I like that you go across the pond. And like Knox said, hit us up if you got a link or something like that, even if it's on Twitter, of a Pop 5 move that you want on the show. Send it our way and we'll put it on.
Just trying to see how loud that actually was. Hopefully next week we'll get that under control, but very excited to keep this going forward each week.
Yeah.
But yeah, kicking off the actual show. Big stuff going on in wrestling and pop culture. This week, last week, of course, as we're leading into Dynamite, TK. I think Jack Perry is a star. I mean, TK is getting a lot of coverage on NFL, whether good or bad. They're getting a lot of coverage right now.
I wouldn't say star just yet. Well, let's just slow down. We don't need Justice for Barb hashtags going up or Justice for Han hashtags just yet. I think he's getting there. Again, my problem are these two bozos. They're so awful on television. They couldn't even do these segments right. I like what they're doing. It's just the acting. They need improv coaches. You can come join me here in Hollywood. We'll take classes together, guys. But he's on the way. He's on the way.
They're getting there. Still a very young dude. We know he can go in the ring. And last year when he was doing this heel gimmick, like we said last week, it wasn't really working. Now he has some legit heat behind him, and we'll see where this goes, man. We got to stick the landing. The new Elite's looking good, and right now we're still waiting for the return of Kenny Omega. TK on NFL, the NFL draft last week had a lot of comments. We all know those. But one of the things was we're looking at maybe a new GM. Do you think it'll be Kenny Omega, or do you think maybe Sting comes back, or anybody else?
I think Sting as a GM is kind of offsetting. It's kind of like when Kane took the mask off. I don't like it. We all know Steve Borden and all that. I think it'd be cool for him, but and I don't think it should be Kenny because it's just going to be a bias back and forth. And I like a more neutral GM. I think.
Yeah.
Who do you want? Who do you see? Who do you think he should grab other than those two?
I think if they do this, it has to be someone you want to see like a little long term. Like we know Kenny's just going to be there for TV. I want to see him, stay doing your Twitch streams, heal up on your own. He said he wasn't even sure he was going to be here until they started advertising him. And he felt like obligated to be here tonight. So I kind of want him to stay away for a little bit. Come back when you're ready to wrestle. I think AEW, if you're going to go for a GM mode, take someone like that's been around who's not really doing too much. I'm not too sure. But there's got to be someone in the company right now that you can use. I think Stokely would have been hilarious.
Stokely would have been good. Otherwise, I mean, if you can find, I don't know. I don't want to venture too much into like old classic people from like the Attitude Era. So if anyone has any suggestions, leave a comment on who you think should be a GM because we're an interesting topic for AEW to try.
Definitely gonna be interesting. I mean, Nigel McGuinness will be hilarious. I love him on commentary, but like the way he goes at Bryan Danielson, the way he loves Roderick Strong, or Mariah May out here falling out of his thing, I think it'll be hilarious to see his biasness play out on TV.
That'd be great, and set up a match since he is cleared for them, maybe in London. But also, you could put in our ROH guys, Caprice or Riccaboni, in his place on
Yes.
Collision here and there. So
Yeah. Those are perfect because they help the chemistry, so that would work completely fine with me.
yeah,
Newman Cole, we see you in there, man. Thanks for jumping in the chat, of course. And then of course Dynamite's on this tonight. I just got back, so I didn't really catch me up on Dynamite if you guys been watching. But I do know Mariah May versus Serena Deeb is on right now. We know Kenny's still waiting to return.
that's a cool way to end the show with Kenny. Kenny's a big deal. They need to make him a big
Yeah.
deal. They need to make him and Okada a big deal like they are with Ospreay and Monet. I caught something that I wish I didn't. This is bad because of my perception of the Young Bucks. So it's more so on me when I say how awful they are on TV. I know a lot of you guys like them, but Jericho versus Shibata.
Yeah, I forgot.
I'm gonna give that a D-. That was really bad to put on TV.
I'm guessing Big Bill might have helped Jericho win.
I missed the very end because we're setting up for this, but there's a hockey puck spot instead of tacks. The stupid sitting on crisscrossed applesauce and hitting each other with kendo sticks. Again with the garbage can over the head and kendo sticks. It's just a basic greatest hits matches without the hard hitting stuff.
I'm very curious how that match is going to get received. We know Jericho, and not received like received in the because they're in Winnipeg, they're in Jericho's home. We know he's been getting a lot of go away heat. I wonder if that's came to his hometown. If that has, that's gonna be hard to recover from.
Yeah, I mean the hockey puck spot got a big pop. So
really,
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe this saves Jericho. I don't know. He's been a down for me watching weekly for a while now. He was on some hockey television, talking about the Winnipeg Jets, and he started calling himself the Learning Tree, referring to himself as that. So he's trying to get this over.
I love that Tony Khan tried to get the neck braced over. I want to give him a lot of credit for that. That was very smart. Him doing a silly version of himself on a TV show like that, especially for hockey. Yeah. Why?
Yeah. But yeah, that's a great point because we were all waiting since you brought it up. TK, if he's gonna wear the neck brace, he's gonna do it, and he did it. It was hilarious. It was great. It got the internet buzzing. We'll see if they stick to landing, but I thought it was great for AEW.
They got a lot. Yeah, they got a lot of really good press, and then he turned that around. And
yeah,
there was a whole lot of negative press from outside sources too. So it wasn't a good
yeah, we're gonna get back in some AEW stuff a little later in the show, of course. But Dynamite, let me know what you guys thought. Who did Adam Colton face tonight? I did not get to see that, so let me know.
Oh, it's coming up in the slides after this one.
Okay.
I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. I got Swerves. Swerves is next.
Okay. Yeah, then TK out here doing doing the press for the NFL, and there's supposed to be another video coming out because he got followed with cameras throughout the whole time. So we should just be some other video dropping as well. I want to see how much this translates to actual the more of the mainstream, more people that aren't really into wrestling, if that works. We know they popped a big number on Collision, which was really good for them. They interviewed one of their the guys who got drafted for the Jaguars, and I can't imagine you get drafted, happiest night of your life, and they talk about Tony got his neck broken on your owner got his neck broken, pretty much on the show a few days ago. The guy looked so confused. I don't think they gave him any real context. I think he's just he was still caught up in the moment of being drafted.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much is going to translate to the mainstream, but it was still really cool to see.
It was cool for wrestling fans. We'll just say that. I'm not going to talk about the Twitter responses to it, but it's cool that it carried over into this. And then what you'll see later on. And hey, real Baker Mayfield, nice having you join us. And he must be coming out.
I will say he had a great season last year. He came back with the Bucks. Really did some good stuff with Mike Evans. Okay. That's kind of cool.
But tonight the Young Bucks showed a new intro that is very elite oriented.
Really?
Of course, they're taking over. So it's a good again. I like the storyline. I just don't like the guys doing it. Good script, bad actors.
We're on the opposite side of that because I love the Young Bucks. I love what they do, and this is what got them that generational heat when they were kind of starting AEW when they were getting really hot with BTE. This is kind of how they were acting. They were like the bad guys. And people started to kind of vibe with that. So we'll see how this goes. But again, it's not for everybody. It's a different taste.
It is.
And then this one, my guy, in 1 week, 3 matches. Swerve absolutely killed it against Joe. followed up against Kyle Fletcher at Daly's Place, and once again against Claudio, which I think might have been the best match out of all three. The AEW World Champion in his first week doing big numbers. He got there's a lot of people trying to write him off already, trying to downplay the win, trying to say, wait for this to fail. But I don't know. So, like, he had his first match on Dynamite. He didn't really give too much of a promo. And it looks like they waited to have that promo on Collision, which I guess there was like 1 million people watching coming over from the NBA in the first, 30 minutes of the Collision that day. So I thought it was a good idea. I thought it was a good call, good promo. I don't know who's going to be facing at Double or Nothing, but who would you like to see?
Oh, that's what didn't get added. I added this while you were setting up, so I screwed up. It's Christian Cage.
Wow. So that was kind of teased a little bit because he was saying a lot of stuff about being a father and be there for his daughter. So that's actually hilarious. They followed through with that. That's good.
It is, but it's one of those matches that's very WWE, and it's fine because then it keeps the belt on Swerve longer. But we know Christian's going to lose, so but it's good because it gets some kind of a pop, and if you get the perception in wrestling is a big deal. So you get that big pop from the Winnipeg crowd, and then you get more of a perception being like, oh, this match is a bigger deal than it kind of is on paper. So I like it, and again, Christian's towards the end of his career. Let's give him some good matches with some young people. I
agree, man. He's been off TV for a while. I'm glad we went at Edge, then we're going away from it. I'm sure we'll come back again, but this is really solid. As I said, Edge just popped up on screen. Copeland had Christian Cage had his last world title match for AEW. It was at All Out when Adam Cole debuted, Bryan Danielson debuted. So I think people forgot about the actual match against Kenny Omega. He's really good at putting people over. This is a good first challenge for Swerve. It's really good. It's kind of similar to what they're doing with Cody and AJ on WWE. It's gonna be very well. We know AJ's not winning, but he's such a good talent. He's gonna get him over and help legitimize that early on.
Yep, agreed, 100%.
So I'm looking forward to that. And last year I was at Double or Nothing, and Christian had his match with Wardlow for the TNT Championship, which he did lose, and Wardlow jumped off that big ass ladder. Hell of a spot, by the way. But it's cool to see him now. He's in the main event, or not? Well, actually, I don't know. Will his main event?
According to you last week, no.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Mercedes. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
I think if anything, get Swerve that main event for the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, and I think he'll be fine.
Yeah. Noob, we'll talk about your comments and probably actually with the slide. Actually, good.
Noob and Co. Oh yeah, so perfect here. Again, just a little wrap up of a Collision. I thought it was a great stuff. We've seen the Grizzled Young Veterans debut against Acclaim. They did lose, but it was still a very solid match. They're really good. We have to get them versus FTR soon, I would imagine, right?
I'm okay. I'm still not into FTR, so if it happens, man, sorry.
Me and Zach on opposite sides for a lot of things, I guess. But yeah. So they pretty much, I guess, told TNA they didn't want to be exclusive, and and now they're jumping ship and go to AEW.
What everybody's saying right now.
Hey, I know. I thought this, and I put this up here. So Deonna Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa had a great match, great pull apart, leading to a further match. There's a cool spot in there where Deonna's going for her armbar, Thunder Rosa reverses into a choke. I thought it was really well done. And of course, the Rampage match had happened. Chucky T and Trent went at it. Good match, very solid match. They're really good at the street fights. And then I said Ray Phoenix returned against Black Taurus. We've seen Black Taurus live. He's really good.
He is. Good guy. Follow him on Instagram too. He's very interactive and a hell of a talent.
He moves way better than I would think for a guy like, his build, as big as he is, So
totally.
Great stuff. They worked really well together. And I put Tony Storm on here with Anna Jay because I got to give them credit. This whole storyline they've been doing, they got it back on the rails. Ever since Tony Storm wrestled Mina Shirakawa, she's been back at it with wrestling, going crazy in the ring. And Anna Jay's really improved. I didn't know how well she'd be, after these last few years, but she's on another level right now. She's really improved a lot.
Okay. Oh, the noob correctness here is an AEW Beast Mortos. Thank you, noob. Let's talk about this really quick. Camille is all elite. We'll do this one of the shows, but let us know your thoughts on who you think Camille is going to face. And Knock, you wanted to talk about Camille in the women's division. What do you got?
This is good because, who in the AEW division right now really has like that size, like that big, like she's a powerhouse. She's gonna play that role for wrestling. I know there's another girl they signed, Megan Bain, Megasis, I think, or like she's like some like type of Wonder Woman looking character, and like she was with AW, got hurt. I guess TK sent her to Japan for a little bit, and she's been tearing it up over there. So now she's going to be coming back very soon. So we'll have two powerhouses coming to the division. At some point, I think it's time to bring up the tag team titles. You have a great team like Statlander and Willow, and then you're bringing these two women over. There's too much people, and we've proven now what TK has done. We have Deanna and Thunder Rosa feuding without a title. So I think we're getting better with these storylines and doing this. So I think we should, get some more belts in there as well.
I don't want more belts. I'm so sick of belts. There's a fucking speed belt now. I'm done with belts. I'm so the belts mean nothing to me anymore.
That's a great point. I mean,
so sick of belts.
We're getting WWE NXT North American Women's Championship, which is well deserved. I think that might lead to the their mid card for the main roster too.
I think that's going to happen either at SummerSlam or Survivor Series. I don't think they'll wait till Mania for it. But I think you're right. This is more of a test to see how booking goes and how muddy the waters get in WWE. Because this is new to them. But I mean, they've done it with men for 40 years. So,
hey, well, shout out to the Timeless One over in AEW. And then, okay, here we go. Here's the main topic of AEW here. Zach, if you want to take it away.
All right. Are you a fan of TNT and NBA? Because after next year, it may be on Peacock instead. NBC Universal is making a bid because TNT did not capitalize on it. So now it's open bidding season for everyone. Yep. NBC Universal put a $2.5 billion bid in to get the NBA on their streaming service. NBA is really looking for a solid streamer to put the NBA on so it can kind of veer off against cable. And it looks like NBC Universal may be it. It will take effect the 2024-25 season, so not next year. And then if you are a fan of what's the show with Barkley and Shaq? Oh, is that?
Yeah, it's going to be next season.
Holy shit. Yeah, that is. Holy
right away.
Coming up. Ooh, I'm glad I got the basketball guy here. What's the after show or the in between?
Oh, the NBA on TNT, which is crazy because that's like the greatest like sports thing going. You have Shaq, you have Chuck, Kenny the Jet Smith, and then my boy, I'm blanking on his name. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name, but the guy who ran. Oh, Ernie.
I will leave that on. I'm not an avid sports watcher. I do watch sports when I can. I will leave that on just to watch that show. That's how good they are together. Barkley does have a clause that he can leave TNT and go elsewhere. So,
and that's the thing. I don't know how you drop the ball like this because I was telling these guys in the chat, I don't watch TNT besides basketball or AEW. And here's the two-edged sword here. We just seen Collision get a huge boost following the NBA. Zach's been telling me for a while now the AEW commercials come on during the NBA games. Huge boost right there. If NBA leaves TNT, that channel's like the stock of that channel goes down significantly. How do you feel about that with TK doing all this type of stuff? If you lose a home, I've seen this. I seen TNA lose their home on Spike TV, and then it was nothing but a downhill spiral. How are you feeling right now for your TK, Zach?
If I'm TK, I'm 50-50. I'm worried that I'm not going to get the bonus that I thought I was going to get because of what the NBA brings in. But also I am optimistic because now who's left? Who's with you at bar close? TK is with you at bar close, baby. So it's time to put out TNT. You're going to have to recognize that this is the second best thing your network has right now, and it's going to be your first best thing that the network has right now. TK was very confident in saying that soon they're going to have a streaming home for the AEW library, which includes the ROH library. And also he was very confident he's constantly confident in that they're going to get a big sum of money. We've talked about this too. Warner Brothers has been fumbling everything lately. They do not have a big sum of money to give TK. The good news for TK, he's going to be TNT's top. They're going to be TNT's top priority. The bad news, they're not going to get shit for money in advance because Warner Brothers is losing money. There's another talks this spring. They can become eligible to be part of another sale to another buyer. So it's 50-50. So with that information, let us know in the chat what you think for AEW on TNT. And Knock, what are your thoughts with all that info?
I'm just like, I'm kind of torn because there's so much going on. Like this is actually a hell of a big topic to really dive into, but I'm torn because again, if TNT loses that stock, you don't have that money to give. Are you gonna try to? They're already like we seen with Warner Brothers, canceling movies to get the tax write off. They're cutting corners, looking at maybe doing a sale. Like it's not really stable right now, and it's so important to be on something stable. I don't know where you go after this. It's not even about like AEW having the TNT and TBS championship. It's not even about that. I don't know where they go. I don't think USA Network's going to take them. You don't want to go to WWE's second. And it's a shame that they haven't got that streaming service already. That's something that should have happened at least 2 years ago. I feel like we've been talking about this, going to Max, because I think that would have really boosted them. That would have really got more eyes on them and helped them now. So I don't know. It just feels like so much is in the air. I know TNT and Warner Brothers does their rollouts in May, like end of May. So we should be hearing something soon. But I feel like this has been going on for a while. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure their first TV deal was like either 2 or 3 years, and then they had the option to extend to 5, which we're running up on now.
Okay.
Obviously, they got that extension, and now the contract's about to run out. But you go here for another 3 years? You sign that, you're gonna be in the same predicament. Ratings aren't really popping like that, and then you lose the NBA. That's gonna affect them. No one's gonna be tuning into. That's gonna go down as well. It's gonna be like when WWE does SmackDown on FS1 when they can't do Fox. Like the ratings are not there because no one's on that channel. So
you talk about great Collision ratings. I mean, that's what's drove the Collision ratings for the last 2 weeks now, doing the double headers, and now tonight doing a double header. So that will bring that show's ratings down. And it's one of those things that if you're AEW, you cannot take fault for. It's the parent company's fault for it. Well, you got rid of our lead-in, the second biggest draw in America next to the NFL. So, I mean, that's why ratings are what they are. But man, you're just not getting the money that you think you're getting. That's the thing.
And then you got to look at this, which really sucks. And I know Triple H, WWE, and them are looking to really, be on the attack. AEW has a massive roster. You're going to have to pay people at some point. Contracts are going to be coming up. People are going to be looking for more money. That's going to lead to a lot of people either jumping ship or looking elsewhere, which is a good thing for the wrestlers. But for you as AEW, if you're not getting that sum you were expected, there's a lot of contracts you got to pay. And you want to be profitable. I think TK said they might have turned a profit this year. I'm not too sure. And, it's not a bad thing if they didn't because, it's hard for companies to turn profit. It takes a long time. Yeah. So we'll see. But, I'm pretty sure he was really banking on this being a big, payout. So this is very important right now. These next few months are very important for the whole wrestling industry. Before I cut you off this, Zach, Okada and Omega are face to face right now in the AEW ring. Okay. Omega has such a look of disgust on his face. He has his hair pulled back like the Wrestle Kingdom. Oh, he means business. I think my boy is healthy. I'm hyped.
I hope he's healthy. I hope they save. I don't know if I want it for the pay-per-view already. I want weeks of build for this one.
This has to be all in. You don't book Omega Okada just for Forbidden Door. You don't do that for whatever else is coming up next. This is all in.
They can tease it. They can tease it that long. I'm fine with that. This is one of the matches. Kenny Omega, in my opinion, is AEW's biggest star they've ever produced. I know he's a New Japan guy, but in my opinion, that's what it is for me.
Jack Perry just attacked Kenny from behind, so he's taking some hits. I don't know if he's cleared or what, but Okada go for a chair. This is hilarious, man. This is insane. I never thought I'd see this pairing. And then the other thing here, I guess we want to talk about where else would they go? Because again, I hate to be watching the same bad movie. When TNA lost Spike TV, which is not that wasn't a huge network, but it was still something solid. I don't know where they went after that. It went to Destination America, Pop TV I never heard of, Access they're on now. There was someone else in between, I forget. But it's just it disappeared. People jumped left and right.
Yeah. It's really up to Tony Khan and whoever's booking right now to make a splash. You cannot rely on Warner Brothers. You cannot rely on TNT or TBS right now. They really have to be up and running storyline wise. Match wise, we know they can produce, but they need to build a build that's not for wrestling fans. That's one of their biggest faults. They assume everyone is a wrestling fan, even in their advertisements for matches, and they just got to watch that, and they need to portray people as characters and give people something to kind of grab onto that aren't wrestling fans. Because once they get into it and they see an AEW match, they're in. You got to be sold on that because they're tremendous at the wrestling. It's just the storytelling is what they really need to work on. And now that they're not going to have the funding that TK hopes, I feel like this is one of those good things for AEW, in my opinion, because you know how sometimes you need to like figure things out without getting help, and that kind of makes you hungrier and better. Yeah. And I think that's what we'll do. And I think it might even give AEW more of a look inside to what AEW is and what they need to be rather than being WWE competition.
Yeah. And I seen something like before I started seeing this like a week ago or so. If AEW Dynamite could make it to next January, somewhere in that month, they would have surpassed WCW Nitro for as long being on the air.
I think that's right.
I don't know how accurate that is, but I did see that, and that'd be insane. Like all this is coming up now. So, and we've seen like what WCW Nitro did with their mark being on television. We need to get to that next level. If you can get AEW for another 5 more years, you know the business would be so healthy for both WWE, like all wrestling, be so healthy. There will be a really bad negative for AEW to go away, and they'll go down to the indies. They'll go like that. That's not good. So I'm really hoping something can work out here. It's just hard to like, you know, we love, you know, comics, and it's hard to bank on Warner Brothers right now. So I can't believe I have to like bank on them now for my wrestling.
Right, you need to bank on them for a sale, and then the sale could even affect the James Gunn universe that's coming out. He's working on Superman and Creature Commandos. We'll get a taste of that by the end of the year and what his formula is going to be for his universe. But honestly, like even if that doesn't work out, then Warner Brothers is just screwed. They're going to sell to whoever, like whatever tech company, even if they don't make a move this spring when they're eligible. So I don't know. This is very weird to think about. But like you said, Grizzly Young Veterans came from TNA without a contract. A place like AEW allows people to go in and out without a contract and just get their name out there.
Like look at Matt Cardona getting his dream match against Adam Copeland.
Yes.
Dynamite just ended. Rampage is starting. FTR, Zach's favorite, came out to have Omega, who's getting pummeled by the Elite.
Okay.
Never thought out of that sentence.
All right, that's fine.
But going on with the show, we'll definitely be keeping up with this as we get more information with the podcast going forward. So definitely check in with us and let us know if you have anything else to add on to it as well. But Zach, let's get into some WWE stuff with the draft last week. What a time! Right.
Woo! The most pointless 5 hours of the week. SmackDown and Raw. Holy crap. The Triple H era has been great, but the one thing it can't crack is the draft. Never liked the draft. I feel like there's a different way to do this. I don't know how to do it. And I know they want to tie it into the NFL draft, but these are all the SmackDown picks as of now. And our next slide has the Raw picks, but not too much changed, really. More changed on Raw because you had factions leave, and that's where everyone's like, well, there's actually like 30 wrestlers that are changing. Well, it's like Damage Control. It's Final Testament. But if you look at the SmackDown draft right here, the big ones, Tegan Knox, maybe she can do some damage over there. Blair Davenport getting called up. Love Blair Davenport. She was in AEW in the beginning, wasn't she?
She was. Bea Priestley. Really good stuff there. I thought she was going to be there with Britt, like neck and neck.
Yeah. The cool thing, if you can watch the NXT reactions, that's basically the only cool part of the draft.
It was.
Some other people switching brands, but the other big one was Apollo Crews getting a different shine, and Chelsea Green on SmackDown, which I think is better for her, and Piper Niven. There's another one on SmackDown, I thought.
I didn't know Apollo Crews was still there. That's insane.
Right. Oh, Giovanni Da Vinci. So Giovanni Vinci moved from Imperium, and then people are wondering why Carlito got drafted with LWO, but it's storyline, so whatever. Yeah, he's on SmackDown, so we'll see if he gets pushed. They already got 1, 2, 3 bald white guys, so good luck, Vinci.
I think this is going to be a big year for Carmelo Hayes. This is a perfect spot for him to take over, get some gold new around his waist, or have some big moments and pay-per-views, get over. With Giovanni Da Vinci, Vinci, I think his character he found in NXT when he left Imperium the first time was really well done. I think that's what's best for him right now. Yeah. Looks like Imperium's going in a different direction. It didn't work no more. We know Ludwig and Gunther are like actually best friends in real life. I'm not saying Giovanni isn't, but those guys are really close, and their styles work together. Now, here's the rumor going around to fill that third spot. Ilya Dragunov is right there. Can you imagine that stable?
No, that could be very, very good. So SmackDown is more family oriented, even when it goes to USA at the end of the year. It's still going to remain how it is on Fox because it does get the kids in. So let's move on to the next one. Monday Night Raw. This is the one that's going to be on Netflix by October, and it's going to be a little more TV 14 and above. So that is kind of like the new thing for this. And now that you say that with Imperium, they can hit harder. And that is the reason for Final Testament going over. They spread their violence message on SmackDown. And now they might actually be TV watchable on Raw.
We'll see. It's been tough. I agree, Nubenko. I like him by himself. His character he found NXT was really well done. Zach, are you aware you're in the presence of someone who made history right now on that Raw roster? The man made history. The first person in WWE history to get drafted to Raw, and then the next year get drafted to Raw again without a single match.
Odyssey Jones! There he is! Hey, buddy!
The record breaker. I don't think they showed. Did he have any video package when he got drafted again? Like, what was it showed?
No, he wasn't shown. Ivar wasn't shown. A lot of these people weren't shown. It's happening online. It will still be happening this week. So let's know if there's anyone else who wants to switch. But and then I think on Monday they start trading. So
I doubt things are going to happen, but until May 6th, these rosters are fluid. They could be traded.
Okay.
I'm sure it'll be like one or two just for the fun of it.
Yeah, I mean, just to figure things out. But Dijak was a big one. His contract is coming up, and he hasn't re-signed just yet, but I'm sure he will. And then there's another big one, Valkyria. So that's a good one to watch, too, on NXT if you can find hers. And Kiana James. Big call-ups. Both women can work, so I'm excited to see him.
Yeah, those are going to be really good stuff. We got to see, like, how these NXT call-ups get rolled in. Like, we've seen, like, Tiffany Stratton, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes right now. Looks like they're going to be like the top guys. It's going to work out. Now, when we get these mid-card people coming in, we'll see like a Blair Davenport, people like that, how it's going to work on the main roster.
Yeah, and keep your eye on Dijak. He's very corny, in my opinion, character-wise, but like just watch his matches. The other stuff, it is what it is with Dijak. But his matches are so damn good. He puts everyone over who's in there. And Noob does not want to see Dragunov join Imperium.
I know him and Gunther had one of the greatest few matches of all time, so it'd be good to see them go at it. But I think joining for a little bit, playing up that a little bit, get Ilya comfortable in the main roster might be interesting. And then maybe you can have them split and have a Mania match. Can you imagine running that back at Mania? That's what I kind of see that direction, Noob.
I'll take that. Since we didn't have an official split with Giovanni, I'll take that split at next year's Mania. And then push Gunther towards Cody or whoever's in charge.
Yeah. And because Triple H is in charge, I trust him. I know he likes Gunther. Gunther even said he didn't like WWE before Triple H took over. He didn't think it fit his style, what he liked watching. I know he likes Ilya as well, so I think he'll take care of them both.
Any thoughts? Leave a comment or knock. I just want to get your thoughts. Any thoughts on how to make the draft more watchable or better?
I don't know. I think they're on the right track. Like keep including NXT, showing their reactions is really cool. But it's hard to have like, we're gonna switch it up all the time. Because if you do this next year, what was the point of having like making a big deal that Carmelo Hayes is #1 draft pick because you just switched up the next year, Bianca Belair? I think you did this year. Now going forward next year, maybe just keep it NXT draft call-ups. Maybe that's how you call them up. Have it be a draft between SmackDown and Raw, and maybe you can have matches to get who gets a. I don't know. But doing Raw and SmackDown shake-up doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I get it. It's just tricky to figure out and make it good television. This is one of the better versions of it because Triple H knows to keep it short. I hated how long it was before.
Yeah.
This is the draft.
Yeah, I agree with that. But that was WWE last week. Some good stuff there. Maxine's really improving in the ring. I thought she was really well done. But that's how you do it too. They put her with someone like Candice LeRae, who was probably the most besides like some Natalia and some other people, most seasoned person that you can put them in with. Like she's been everywhere. She knows how to work every style, and she made her look good.
Yeah, I think she'll be very good on SmackDown too. Again, more kid orientated. She has the good or evil pixie character that I think will be a little more fun on SmackDown.
Yeah. And then of course we gotta for anyone out there, I'm the biggest TNA fan. I edited this slide, but then Zach came in and graffitied my stuff. Okay, so I did not put that there. I seen someone post only 500 buys. That might not be accurate. So all those TNA haters, that's not accurate. There's some other buys that weren't being counted. Check the turnstile numbers. I don't know. But TNA Impact last week was really good here. We had Ash by Elegance taking on Zaya Brookside in a rematch. Zaya got the win. They're continuing this feud, though, and it's really good stuff. Mike Santana had a good match with Myron Reed. Really check that one out as well. Santana's back, and he's in his element. I always liked him. It was a shame, again, what happened with LAX, but he's good in the ring. He can go. I think he's going to be a future world champ, maybe. And then, again, shockingly, Nick Nemeth lost. He lost the main event match to Eddie Edwards. He got beaten down by the I'm blanking on their name, but the group at Moose, Alicia Edwards, Eddie Edwards, and Brian Myers. They took out Nick Nemeth to end the show. And then Bun B, rap legend, came out again for Impact. And he's out there with AJ Francis and that group. That group's something else, man. They're going to be going viral for some other reasons, but I think AJ Francis is home, and Joe Hendry's song is trending, so something's working.
That's good. All right, then.
Yeah. So that's TNA rundown. Let us know what you guys thought about TNA and what you're liking. Noob & Co. asks, has everyone saw the Knuckles show last week? I actually forgot it came out, but I do want to see it. I like Idris Elba.
I saw the trailer. It's not for me, but I want to give the Sonic movie a try. I haven't done that yet. So.
I still need to watch those too. My bad. I know. I'll get to them. But speaking of movies to get to, speaking of our budget going up, what is all this coming out about our favorite final boss?
The final boss, if you will, is kind of getting a bad rap. So
yeah,
he had a kind of, I don't want to say it's an expose, because this was more like a tug of war of what this reporter heard from sources and what actually happened. So it's and the reporter in the thing also says, but also sources from this movie and WWE have stated otherwise. It's a very confusing article. I feel that this writer had some sources basically running down that The Rock has been late. Movie after movie has the main focus was the movie The Red One coming out, and how the budget has gone up there. You can see the headline there, Red One down, how Dwayne Johnson's tardiness led to a $250 million runway production.
That's insane, by the way.
Showing up super late, showing up peeing in Voss bottles because he does not want to use public bathrooms, which I think is very weird because this man would have his own trailer, but whatever. A lot of stuff in this article here basically stating that, turning it into the talk that we kind of already covered here on this channel and other news sources about him and DC and Warner Brothers, how he wanted to turn DC around and be the main thing in DC, how he kind of shunned even having Shazam in Black Adam and fought for Superman, basically, so he could be as tough as Superman.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of power play talk in this rap article, a lot of stuff going back to, I think it was San Andreas or Skyscraper, one of those two movies. In the article, it documents one of the actors or actresses who documented every day he was late and how tardy he was late. It doesn't name any names, of course, because no one wants to give up their name. But that's the thing about this article that is very frustrating to me. It is something that's talked about around town. A lot of people are talking about it today here in Hollywood. But again, this article represents what we know in the wrestling community as dirt sheets. Yeah. A lot of he said, she said shit. No one's citing sources for obvious reasons, but that's what this is. We've all heard the stories about Dwayne, whether it's been Diesel, whether it is Warner Brothers DC. So a lot of this isn't new to us. The big thing in here, if we're going to talk about wrestling, is this article stated that Dwayne was late for WWE WrestleMania The World, which he was, and it was cited why he was late, but he was two and a half hours late for that, and then played up his heel character for it. But then it also stated that he was over 3 hours late at WrestleMania to do his run through of WrestleMania, which, if you are a source that can go back and find these actors and actresses that are taking notes on how late he is and go back this deep, and if you're in a going to look at a current movie, Red One that's coming out, and go back to Red Notice on Netflix with Ryan Reynolds and detail all that stuff, I think you can easily go back on WWE's socials and find that they were posting stuff online showing him there super early, helping out talents, going through the rundown and everything. So that was the frustrating part about it here. So again, WWE people were like, no, he was there, he was helping out. WWE was posting this stuff WrestleMania day.
Yeah.
And again, if you want to read the article, it's up on the Wrap, and it is very he said, she said. Again, it's a tug of war where the middle part doesn't reach either side. So you can take it with a grain of salt, you can take it to heart, and just wash it all down with some Voss. Just make sure it's clear.
Oh, man, like, listen, I'm a big fan of The Rock. I know he stole my final boss name, but I'm a big fan of The Rock. I'm sure, when you make it to a certain level, you get some pull. You can cut some corners maybe, but this article kind of sounds a little outrageous to me, especially when he said, like, WWE posts everything. They post every single detail, and he's there. So what are we talking about here? So then it leads people to believe, all right, well, if you said this without actually knowing, what is about the other things, and what if things may be getting blown out of proportion? So I don't know. I'm not gonna think any worse on The Rock after this, but yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I think the same. Phantom X, don't believe the bad press. I believe what I've heard from people that I know, and that's mainly the DC Warner Brothers stuff.
Yeah.
And he has a schedule, he has a price range, so with that comes his own trailer. He brings his own gym on set everywhere he goes. So I do believe he's dedicated to what he's doing. I don't think he blows shit off just because he can. That sounds a little
and especially not the wrestling. Like that's in his blood, man. He, no matter what, he's not gonna he's gonna always be true to that.
Yeah. Be random. Thank you for joining. And lastly, this is just some random thing I saw on the web that I was going to bring up a couple weeks ago, and I forgot. I just saw my pictures. People wearing The Rock's clothes. You got Bruno Mars on the right, but the actual shirt that he wore, the Attitude Era, what's her name from Everybody Loves Raymond had on in an episode. So it's just people were wearing his garb. Oh, man.
It's nice. Don't get me wrong. That is looking like it's shining. But it's hilarious. Yeah. That's a new bloodline right there.
I love it. We got a Rampage on right now. What's going on, Rampage?
Yeah, we got Jay White taking on my boy Top Flight. What's my boy's name? Dante Martin. Solid match. I would love to see Jay White get a little more shine. He's always so good, man. He reminds me of, like, in his own way, like Randy Orton, like how smooth he is in the ring, how smooth he gets to his finisher. Like I love watching him wrestle, man.
Agreed.
But yeah, Rampage is doing really good right now. I don't know what else I'm really looking forward to see on Rampage, but I want to see what happened on Dynamite. Dynamite ended like really well. A lot of good stuff. They had to stretch out Kenny. He's getting physical, so I mean, maybe he's close to return.
I hope so. I definitely want to see a big match for him in London.
Yeah. So going from The Rock. We gotta see here. Okay, we talked about this in the Pop 5 that happened. If you haven't seen it yet, this is now my lead. Almost 2 quarters through the first year, through the year. This is my lead for Women's Match of the Year. Sari versus Iwatani Mayu, the IWGP Women's Champion, had defeated Mercedes Moné last year. All-Star Grand Queendom. This match is brutal, man. These girls hit. They're vicious. Like it was such a struggle to get the championship. They're smashing each other on the ground. Like whatever cool moves you see, I've said this before, whatever cool moves you see, whatever brutal shots you see in wrestling, just know it came from a Japanese Joshi wrestler because they're incredible. Great match. And if you've only seen Sari in NXT with that awful gimmick they gave her, you haven't seen her wrestle because she's really solid in the ring.
Okay.
Yeah, this is really good. I'll liken it to if you've seen Okada and TNA doing that Green Hornet gimmick they gave him, as opposed to the Rainmaker.
Oh, okay.
maybe that's
okay.
It's up there. So she's making her run right now. She's getting some steam. I'll be really cool to see her come to the States. Maybe have some indie shows here. Maybe you can see her live. But this is the Suri that got the hype when she came to NXT the first time.
Okay. Be random. Thanks for subbing. Appreciate that.
Yo, appreciate you, man. Thank you for jumping in. Your boys got new logos, new graphics. We're out here, so we got some more videos coming to you soon, man. Finally got some like real time to set aside to get these videos out. So I'm looking forward to doing that. If you're new to the channel as well, we've been doing the X-Men reviews every week.
Yes.
I know it was a big. Zach, please, man, avoid the spoilers. It was a massive episode this week. Got the review coming for you guys live tomorrow, so stick around for that. I can't wait to watch and put that together because I'm so happy watching this show with you, Zach, man.
I love it too. I got. I don't know if it's a spoiler, but I saw an action scene.
Okay. Be random. What's up, man? Jumping in here. I'm curious to hear your thoughts, predictions on Fatu in WWE. Sorry, it's already been discussed here. Zach, we've seen him what, twice? What? No. One time.
Once against Masha Slamovich. You can find the short online. Dude is brutal. I'm so excited for him in WWE. I'm glad they waited and didn't do it during draft day because that was kind of a waste of an episode to do it on. But I'm so excited to see him in WWE as part of the new bloodline.
Yeah. We already know he's signed. It's just a matter of time. Tama Tonga already debuted. I know there's like a lot of stuff you got to go through once you sign with WWE, like getting the licensing, the trademarks, the physicals, all that type of stuff. So I'm sure he'll debut soon when it's right. Maybe coming up at Backlash, maybe the show after that. I like him a lot. He's gonna be really good there. He's gonna be really. He's great in the mic. He's brutal, man. He's gonna bring a level of savagery that we haven't even seen yet, even with this new bloodline. We've seen him with Masha Slamovich at PW Revolver, the one Ronda Rousey was on, that main event against Athena. We had a cool interaction with him. The shorts there, you can check it out. He's really good. He knows how to play to the crowd. He can move. So I'm very excited to see him in WWE. I'll even predict he'll be a champion by next year. He'll win a tag belt very soon.
At least that. I'll say this: the best thing that'll happen to him is going to be the bloodline splitting, because then he doesn't have to be in a lane of storytelling, and he can just like go wild. He's so good to watch.
Yeah, he's so good to watch. So I'm very excited to see that happen. I'll give you a little quick tidbit, quick story. When I first came to LA, I got to wrestle Sefa Fatu, now known as Solo Sikoa, and he put a paw print on my shoulder just from doing lockups, just from practicing lockups. So again, I've always said since that day, Samoans are built different. These are some big dudes. So Jacob Fatu, he's gonna be hitting hard. He's gonna come in. Jacob Fatu versus Gunther? Come on now. There's so many possibilities for him. He's a really good wrestler, man. He's finally get that shine.
Yeah. Another big man who doesn't move like a big man. So
yeah.
People can get that. Yeah. Any thoughts on this one, Knock?
Let's see. Says everyone on Twitter are still pissed that Suri Run WWE has been butchered by Vince McMahon. Give it a break. Yeah. Again, that's when Vince was in charge. I know Triple H would have took care of her now, but she's killing it right now. She's doing her own thing right now. So let her keep building her legacy.
And look on the bright side, she got a good paycheck. Zilla Fatu, for me personally, he seems like he'd be even greener than bringing Solo up. I'm fine if they keep him in the background, though.
I'll add some more context to that. So let's see. When I got to wrestle Solo, it was what? End of 2017. That was his first day for wrestling too. So when did he start? When he gets WWE, like what was that? It was after the pandemic, I think.
I'm trying to think, because he hollered at us on Instagram for making fun of his shoes.
Yeah. I would say at least 4, maybe 5 years before he got at least to the main roster. So I think Zilla just started. He's really good, got a lot of promise. I think he needs about 4 more years to really get solid, maybe go to NXT.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out Suri versus Iwatani Mayu. And then of course, if you guys are some gamers out there, we got some PlayStation monthly games. It's been, first of all, Zach, it's been super dry out here, man. Bone dry. We in the desert when it comes to gaming. I know we still have like, Helldivers 2 little games here and there, but for the rollout of games, this is so slow. It's so bad. I remember being so excited for E3 coming up. Like that should have been in June. E3 is gone. there's no games to play. There's really not. And if you're a single player gamer, forget about it when it comes to like PS5 or even Nintendo's not really putting too much out.
I'm not a big fan of the May monthly games here. I maybe FC24 if I get bored, but I'm still on my backlog of games, and I still want to get into Helldivers 2. But it seems like the studios now, in movie studios in Hollywood, especially Warner Brothers, are using algorithms to see what they can put out for short-term success, big weekend box offices, and then it doesn't matter. So you're not going to see movies like Edward Scissorhands and stuff from Warner Brothers anymore, even though, yes, I know you're getting Beetlejuice 2, but it's an IP now. So.
I like the point you're going for. I see where you're going.
So what I'm saying is everyone is resting on their laurels in the gaming industry. You are seeing the same old stuff put out, or you're seeing big announcements like LA Noire coming to Grand Theft Auto 5.
Like,
cool.
Come on. And that's the thing. I feel like the creativity is not there anymore. And I don't think it's necessarily because people aren't creative anymore. I think it's also because of the pressure of like, all right, the next game you put out, it could be your last game. You could be going bankrupt. So I think people, like you said, are resting their laurels, just sticking with the known IPs. And we're not seeing anything new. Like, I can't tell you like these brand new IPs that should be coming out.
Right. So you can make a game like Devil May Cry. That was a short ass game.
Yeah.
Second game, 2 discs. No, that's too much. But you can make a game like that though.
That's the thing. Back then, like, it was a little cheaper to make games, and like people took more chances. Like, it wasn't just like the independent games and then the big AAA games. Those middle ground games get you in between these slow moments.
Yes.
And we have none of that anymore. And that's what really hurts. Like, not everything has to be the big blockbuster Grand Theft Auto.
No.
You could have those, like you said, Devil May Cries or smaller games like that. So we'll see. I mean, Streets of Rage was amazing. They just brought Streets of Rage 4 out. That was really well done. So like, just you can have these type of games. So we'll see. Lightfall, I could have sworn they put out that already for free, like last time. I feel like they're recycling that. But Destiny
it's like
2,
your neighbor that has a rummage sale, like still 25 cents. No, you want it free? Just take it.
For any guys who do play Destiny, let me know if you're still enjoying it. I got in Destiny because my brother, he really loves it. He's like massive Destiny player, so I play a little bit of it as well. And then that Batman one, Zach, I couldn't tell you the disappointment when I found out this is just going to the VR exclusive, and I don't think it's like a PSVR or like any of those. I think it's like
it's Meta.
Yeah, Meta. Okay. I damn near wanted. I thought like Arkham was back. I got excited for a little bit. Then I remembered, okay, this is the same people that put out Suicide Squad, so I wasn't too excited. But seeing Arkham be back brought me, happiness. And I read, and
yeah, trailer's boring as hell too. So whatever.
Yeah, so not looking forward to that. Hopefully, and I can't believe I'm banking on this. I was hoping Eric would be here for this, but Xbox is giving a showcase. It's going to be E3 like for them. They should be having some new games and then new trailers on like Indiana Jones, stuff like that. And they're teasing after the showcase goes off a brand new hidden game. They're not going to reveal it till then. They blocked out the name of it. So we'll see what that will be. Last year when they did this, it was Xbox and they showed what was that game that came out? Starfield. So we'll see what this will be. I don't know, but a little bit of excitement for gamers out there.
All right.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. The only thing that bothers me about the Indiana Jones game, I don't know if we talked about, is that because I know we both love Uncharted, love the third person. Indiana Jones is gonna be first person. I don't know how that works.
I don't know. Noob says that was Call of Duty related.
That's what I thought, but I was hoping for something else. Like, because I know they own Call of Duty now, but I want something new. So I don't know.
Going back to Indiana Jones comment, if you look at the gameplay trailer, it's cut to make the game look quick. It seems like the gameplay is slow, even the action sequences. So if you watch the trailer again, maybe you'll see what I mean. But it doesn't look like it's quick, like a newer Tomb Raider or Uncharted. So that's my hesitation.
Yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully, I don't know.
Can't even finish a sentence. That's how disgusted with gaming is. I don't fucking know. Let's move on.
Yeah, I still love gaming, but I just find myself looking for old games. So we'll see. Zach, did you hear about this?
The fuck is this?
So a few hours.
Is this next week's episode?
It's not. I see the post come out, and they said because of like X-Men 97 and the hype X-Men has now, there was someone who made an Airbnb where you could now visit Xavier's Institute. They made like the different rooms. They put the Danger Room in there. I don't have a picture of the Danger Room, but the Danger Room is in there. There's a full like trailer video out. Someone has an Airbnb you can book now to stay at Xavier's Institute. I thought this was like crazy.
I gotta just blow this up.
Yeah, blow it up.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
This looks AI. This is real deal.
It's supposed to be the real deal. Hopefully it is. It did look a little funny to me as well. But I mean, this is what's being said.
Holy crap, that is cool.
So hopefully it's somewhere near LA. I'd like to build this near LA. I don't know.
Oh, I'm done with that.
Yeah. So thank you all for jumping in as well. Be random for joining the community, the poppers, the floppers, and the rampagers. Newman Co. Man, we love to see you every week that you've been joining in here, man. Mr. All Power as well. Thank you guys for jumping in. We're winding down with the show here. Again, new look, new presentation. The Pop 5 will be going forward. I'm definitely gonna have to, clean it up a little bit, iron out some tweaks. But that's why you have, these runs. Again, me and Zach will be attending the Prestige Wrestling Show. We went there, what was it, 2-3 months ago now?
Yes.
For their last show here in LA. We'll be joining them again May 16th. Can't wait. This is the full card so far. Obviously, it can change. Right now, Viva Van will not be having her match against Vert Vixen. But we got Jada Stone getting her debut. And I'm hearing great things.
Find her online. She's got some good highlight reels. And we're trying to get some stuff up on the channel after the 16th so you can see some of her action as well.
Definitely check it out, man. And then when Zach was telling me about her, I did see that this is the wrestler Bailey shouted out at her press conference.
Yeah, okay. And then right now, Kyle O'Reilly coming up to face Rocky Romero.
Yeah, shout out to Rocky Romero, man. He's a good business. He's a good mind for the business. When they did a seminar in New Japan, he was telling us like, you don't always have to like. There's different roles in wrestling you can have. Even if you're not the main guy, you can still make a huge difference. Like he can be, he stressed like how his style and like what he can do in the ring. He could be in the opener, he could be in the main event and be believable. He can fit in so many different pieces, so many different places on the card that like that's what's really valuable for a company. So that made a lot of sense to me. And he's the VP of New Japan, VP of AEW. So he's out here. He's working with COLL. He's everywhere.
It's a resume.
It truly is. Like that's important stuff. And then now, like you guys have been asking, WWE Backlash in Paris is this weekend, man. And then I know I love Cody. I know you guys love Cody, but I'm going with the phenomenal one.
All right. Get your comments and let us know who you are picking at WWE Backlash in France. It is this Saturday. Surprised there's not more matches on here. We'll get through the matches. But first match right off the bat is the Women's Tag Team Championships, the Kabuki Warriors versus two of the big three, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Knock, who do you got in this match?
This is so obvious here, man. I love Asuka, I love Kyrie, but their time with the belts have run their course. You put these on Jade and Bianca. Bianca getting her first tag team belt. I think this makes her, well, she'd be a triple crown. No. So this is where I get confused. I know she never won the NXT championship, but she won the Raw, SmackDown. She won the WWE Women's Championship briefly, and then she got cashed in on. So does that count as her 3? This will be her Grand Slam championship?
We'll have to wait for Michael Cole to tell us this Saturday, but I think you'd be right.
Okay. So we
have help this a women's mid-card title.
It would. It really would. I can see, who's great at mid-card belts? Jade Cargill, the TBS champion, undefeated. Held it for like a year or two. But yeah, this is how you roll out Jade. Her rollout, since she's been on screen from the Rumble to Mania, having that big match, been nothing but hype, momentum while she's getting comfortable. Now she's doing house shows. I know this is getting a little long-winded, but put the belts on the half of the, or what is that, 2/3 of the big three?
Yep. I agree. Kabuki Warriors, Damage Control, new show, new beginning. Yep. And let's give the big three some big wins.
How long do you think Damage Control lasts without like being in that Bailey feud? I don't know where you go from here.
Oh man, I would say if it's not kicking by SummerSlam, end it at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
But let us know in the comments what you think. I think Jade should be a mid-carder for at least a year. So that's my opinion on that. Let's build her right.
I think she's going straight for that Bianca match next year.
if they're working together and they make sure that she's trained, I'm totally fine for that. I just want her to be able to perform at the best that she can because she's a star.
Yeah, completely agree.
All right, we're talking about them. The Bloodline right here. Look at this new Bloodline. It's sleeker. It's more deadly.
Yep.
Solo, Tonga versus KO and Orton. Knock, we got.
I'm glad he got to keep his name, Tama Tonga. This is actually, I can't believe it took me this long to put this connection together. But Tama Tonga and Randy got the same finisher. Will they let Tama use his finisher? Will Randy get hit with the stun gun? Will he really? Will this happen out of nowhere? Can we put this over? So this is gonna be an interesting match. You can't. The new Bloodline can't lose. Solo beat the shit out of his brother Jimmy because he lost. They're stressing you got to win by any means necessary. I think KO can take the pin here. I like KO. He'll be fine. But you got to build these guys up to be a threat like they are. If not, when's the last time we've seen a DQ in WWE? I think we have a DQ here and have the Bloodline just go crazy and just destroy them.
So there's two things that could happen for that. I believe Jacob Fatu will either debut here at Backlash, or if the Bloodline lose, he'll debut on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I don't know which is going to be a better crowd for him.
Tama's been getting involved, but he hasn't wrestled yet, right? He hasn't shown a finisher, I don't think.
Right.
I want to know if he can use the stun gun.
Okay. I think that's the end right there. Bloodline 2.0, even like Noob says, is taking the win. I think that's the finisher. You got it, Knock. That's good storytelling. And then you get a one-on-one match for the next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
All right, next up, it is the Men's World Heavyweight Championship. Will main event Jay, who I'm getting some heat online for my short from, but hey, it's a joke. It's comedy. Versus Damian Priest, your new champion who cashed in at WrestleMania. I'll kick this off. The belt's not changing hands. It's Damian Priest.
Last year at Backlash, Damian had that huge match in Puerto Rico with Bad Bunny, which I believe he lost, right?
Yes.
So this is good for him to now he's world champion walking into Backlash now in Paris. This is tough because I like Priest. It's well-deserved. I think this belt is on him. He's going to carry it as long as Drew is out. When Drew gets back, I think we need to make that shift from Priest to a babyface, then to get it back on Drew, I think, if Drew's going to play that heel against Punk. That's a lot of switching around going on.
It is.
But what do we have after this? Is there another pay-per-view after this?
Is Clash of the Castle next?
Clash of the Castle next.
I can Money in the Bank somewhere in there?
I could see Priest winning here and maybe dropping to Jay at a rematch or getting Balor involved to end the Judgment Day, something along those lines. But right now, I'll go with Zach again. Priest will take this victory. He needs at least one title defense.
Yes. And the way this card is set up, I don't know if too much big stuff is going to happen.
Yeah.
But the women's match here, Bayley's defending against Naomi and Tiffany Stratton. Knock, we got in this one.
This is Bayley, easily, no question. I'm glad Naomi's getting a title opportunity. Now we like the big three is all three of them have a championship opportunity. This is huge for Tiffany to get her what is this? I'm still calling her Tiffany. What is it? Like a few months of the main roster, she's getting a world title opportunity. This is huge for her. But Bayley gets the victory here.
Yeah. Again, just like Jade being part of groups and multi-matches is great for Tiffany too, especially all of a sudden being in international waters. So yeah, I agree. Bayley's taking this one. All right, next up. It is the main event already. That's how small this card is, unless they say some stuff's happening on SmackDown.
I'm completely fine with that. Maybe do a little pre-show match, but keep it a little short here. We need some of these short ones.
Yep, they're doing a house show over there tonight. So let's check it out here. The man, Cody Rhodes. His story is finished, but he's not. He's facing AJ Styles in what could be, if WWE wants to really start to get their name out there with AEW in the terms of matches, give these two as much time as they want and let them do whatever the hell they want to do, unlike AJ and Shinsuke at WrestleMania. Backlash in a small card is a perfect place to let them cook.
Believe it or not, they've never touched before. They've never wrestled. As long as they've been going at each other, as many times as their paths have crossed, Cody being with the Bucks, the Elite, Bullet Club, AJ Styles doing the same thing. I love Cody. Cody's great, man. But I'm going with the phenomenal one. Okay, we're looking at my favorite wrestler of all time. Okay, I'm not betting against AJ. You see the shape he's in? This man has been in the gym. He's been in the lab. He's looking like Zach out there. Come on. I'm going with phenomenal.
Thank you. I'm gonna pick Cody just because it's Cody. Let us know who you got. That's Backlash. It starts 10 a.m. our time now. I love these early pay-per-views on Saturdays.
Yeah, I really do too, man. I thought I had one more thing to talk about in here, but I guess not. But yeah, good stuff here. Backlash is this week. Check it out. I'll be watching live. Cannot wait. Zach, I think that is our show.
That is it. All right. Last comment here. If you want the Bloodline 2.0 or Civil War get interesting, throw in Naomi Nia Jax to have Naomi. I'll take that. I do think that's when Jax was moved to SmackDown. Personally.
Yeah, and again, she's been killing it in her role since she's been back, so I'll give her that credit. I do want to say this because I thought I had this one up here, but if you guys haven't checked out NXT, NXT Spring Breaking was on fire. They had the NXT Underground match with Natalya and Lola Vice. They killed it. Natalya needs all the credit in the world. She really is one of the best to ever do it. When it comes to being a technical savant, one of the best grapplers. Like, she's really good. She adapts to people's styles and she makes people look really good. That was like one of Lola's best matches. So really well done. And Wes Lee is back. He's looking like he's back.
Dude, he had me sweating. You saw why Adam Cole's out with his tiny little injury. Wes Lee jumping over stuff onto steps. I had my hands were sweating as he was in the air. I didn't want another Adam Cole situation.
Yeah, so check out NXT, man. Really good stuff from them. Must give Natalie her flowers. Give her all the flowers, man. She's a beast, and I think she's in the greatest shape of her life. Like, she's like phenomenal. Really hitting the gym as well.
Yep.
So shout out to Natty, one of the best in there. So giving as well. She did lose this match, but it kept her strong. Shayna was about to choke out her partner, and then Natalya gave up her sharpshooter, and then Lola got the victory with a knockout. But again, Natalya's on fire. Get her to the belt. I think she's earned at least the NXT belt. I think so. Great stuff there. Oh, and Chelsea Green's on the show. She's challenging for the main belt.
Yep. And NXT is going to be cooking. They're going to build up some steam before they go on the CW. So stick with NXT. It's a fun variety style show. So it's one of my favorites because even if I haven't been paying attention to NXT, you can just watch whenever and you're just entertained.
Newman that is hilarious. But that was our show, the West Coast POPcast. Hope you guys enjoyed the new looks, new graphics. We're back every Wednesday, but join me and Zach tomorrow. Got the X-Men review. Zach, any last words?
Just keep commenting. Let us know what you want on the channel. We'll try to be as innovative as we can, and hope you enjoyed the new look. And let us know what you think of everything, because I don't know. I think we love it.
We think we love it. Don't forget to. And then we'll see you guys next time. West Coast POPcast.